Right. Good morning, students. So today, let me explain about a chapter in 11th class CBSE, which is the third chapter, and that is the units and measurements. And in that units and measurements, we are going to learn about the uses of dimensional formula, and frequently questions will be asked from this particular part in your NEET examination, or as well as in IIT JEE also. Questions will be asked from this uses of dimensional formula. So, before going to learn about uses of dimensional formula, first let us try to understand what is the dimensional formula. So, after learning about what is the dimensional formula, I am going to explain uses and how questions will be asked related to it in your NEET examination. So, that we are going to discuss today. Right. First, let us try to understand about what is the dimensional formula first. And to understand about dimensional formula, you must have an idea regarding to the physical quantities. And generally, you know that physical quantities are classified into two types. Those are nothing but fundamental physical quantities and derived physical quantities. Fundamental physical quantities are the quantities which will not depend upon any other physical quantity. So they are independent physical quantities. Whereas derived physical quantities are the physical quantities which will depend upon the fundamental physical quantities. So as fundamental and derived, definitely some difference is there. Derived physical quantities will depend upon the fundamental physical quantities. So that's why whenever you want to express about a derived physical quantity, in that what will be there? Fundamental physical quantities will be there. And for how much portion of fundamental physical quantities are there in that particular derived physical quantity will be expressed by particular equation, and that equation will be known as dimensional formula actually. So let me repeat you again. Dimensional formula is a one or is a expression which will tell us about to what powers to be raised for a fundamental physical quantity to get that particular physical quantity will be known as dimensional formula. That means suppose if I think about pressure, and in pressure physical quantity which is a derived physical quantity, and in that derived physical quantity how many fundamental physical quantities are there and with what power they are in that particular pressure physical quantity, that will be expressed by one formula, and that will be only called dimensional formula actually. So dimensional formula generally can be expressed as m power a, l power b, t power c, where m, l, t stands for mass, length, time. And whenever you are learning about uses of dimensional formula, already you might have known about what is the dimensional formula, how to represent it. So even though you know about it, let me recap it, and after recapping we are going to learn about uses of dimensional formula. And general expression for dimensional formula is nothing but m power a, l power b, t power c, where m stands for mass, l stands for length, t stands for time actually. And ABCs are called what actually? Dimensions of mass, length, time respectively. So dimension of a mass is A, dimension of length is B, dimension of time is C. So this is about dimensional formula, and what uses will be there by writing this kind of a dimensional formula for all derived physical quantities, that we are going to learn today, which is very very important. And in units and dimension you learn about units, and after that dimensional formula only, and where we can use them, for what purpose these dimensional formulas are proposed actually. So that's what we are going to understand now. And generally there are three uses by dimensional formula actually, and those three uses are nothing but, the first use of dimensional formula is nothing but checking the correctness of an equation. Checking the correctness of an equation. This is the first use. And second use is, we can convert units from one system to the another. one system to the another. That means from SI to CGS or CGS to SI, like that. So we can convert units. And the third use related to the dimensional formula is nothing but we can derive a relation between various physical quantities. So these are the three uses of dimensional formula, and related to this dimensional formula uses only, indirectly questions will be asked in your NEET examination. So first let us learn how these will be used, and after that, based on that, how questions will be asked in your NEET examination. So that I am going to explain now. So let me explain about two uses in this particular class, and other use will be learned in next class. So first, checking the correctness of an equation. So how we can check the correctness of an equation? And to check the correctness of an equation, generally one has to know about one principle, which is called principle of homogeneity. So you have to know about, to check the correctness of an equation, we have to know about principle of homogeneity. And directly you can't check the correctness of an equation, sorry, right? And by using what we can check the correctness of an equation? We can check the correctness of an equation by using principle of homogeneity. What is the principle of homogeneity? So let us understand that term, and all you may know that homogeneity stands for same. So principle of homogeneity also will be like that only. According to principle of homogeneity, all the terms which are there in an equation must have same dimensional formula. Then only that particular equation is right in accordance with the dimensional formula. So in this way we can check the correctness of an equation. So let me repeat you again. According to principle of homogeneity, all the terms in an equation must have same dimensional formula. Then we can say that the equation which was given to us will be correct equation according to dimensional formulas or according to dimensions. Okay. Now, how to understand about it? So, how to understand about it? Let me take one small example, and after taking small example, I will say you how questions will be asked related to this particular use in your NEET examination or JEE examination that I am going to explain. Now, let us take a small, as I said, a small equation, and that equation I am writing, which is from kinematics chapter, which is nothing but v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Already you know this equation will be used in kinematics, where v stands for final velocity, u stands for initial velocity, a stands for acceleration, s stands for distance traveled. Now let us write down individual parameters which are there in this equation. So how many terms are there? First, this is one term. Second, sorry, let me write like this: first, second, and third term. So three terms are there in this equation, and these three terms must have same dimensional formula according to principle of homogeneity. So let us check whether all these three terms will have a same dimensional formula or not. So after that, I will tell you how questions will be asked in your NEET examination. One of the question we are going to discuss today. And see here, v square minus u square is equal to 2a. So let us write down each and everything which is there in this equation. So v is nothing but, generally we call it as final velocity. Next, u is nothing but initial velocity. Next, A is acceleration. S is nothing but distance traveled. Right. So very nice. Maybe you know all these dimensional formulas as already you learned them. Okay. Now final velocity, initial velocity both seems to be same. As one is final one, in other one is initial one. So as velocity is there, what is the dimensional formula of velocity? Right? Very good. Dimensional formula of velocity is nothing but Lt power minus 1. And initial velocity as it is also a velocity, definitely the dimensional formula of it will be Lt power minus 1. Next acceleration, so acceleration dimensional formula is Lt power minus 2. And S is nothing but distance traveled is nothing but L actually. So all these dimensional formulas we took now, and after taking these dimensional formulas, what we have to do is now let us substitute all these dimensional formulas into this equation, and after writing them into that equation, let us check according to principle of homogeneity, the equation will be right or wrong. Okay. Now v square is their final velocity. So we are substituting only dimensional formulas. We are not writing any values into it. So just dimensional formulas we have to substitute. So v square. So L t power minus 1 as final velocity dimensional formula is L t power minus 1. So L t power minus 1 whole square is there. So as square is there, we have to write that square also. So square minus u dimensional formula of initial velocity also Lt power minus 1 square, which is equal to 2. 2 is a number. As 2 is a number, definitely no dimensional formula will be there for it. Now A is acceleration, so acceleration Lt power minus 2 into S distance traveled, which is L. Now observe carefully all of you. L square is there, t power minus 1 whole square, so t power minus 2 minus again L square t power minus 2, which is equal to L into L square t power minus 2. So now all terms which are there in this equation, three terms are there. First term is having L square t power minus 2 is the dimensional formula. Second term dimensional formula also L square t power minus 2, and the third term dimensional formula is also L square t power minus 2. So as all three terms are having same physical quantity, same dimensional formula, then definitely according to principle of homogeneity, this equation will be right. Is it right or wrong? Definitely it will be right according to principle of homogeneity. Very good. So now how this particular use will be asked in your examination, NEET examination. This type of a simple questions will not be asked in your examination. So let us try to understand how questions will be asked based on this. So let me say. Right? One of the equation will be there in kinetic theory of gases actually, and that equation I am taking now, which is P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal to RT. So this kind of generally equation will be there, and in this particular equation, P stands for pressure, A stands for one constant, V stands for volume. Here also V stands for volume, B stands for one more constant, and R stands for universal gas constant. T stands for temperature. So P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal to RT. This kind of equation will be given in your examination, and they will ask you. In one of the NEET examination, this question was asked. So, in examination, they will ask to find out the dimensional formula of either constant A or constant B. Now, how to find out dimensional formula of either A or B? So, let us try to understand, and in order to understand, maybe you know that here, if you multiply these two terms, definitely you will get four terms in this equation and one more right side term will be there. Totally five terms will be there in this equation, but I am not going to write all the five terms not to have a zigzag. So in a easiest method we have to do. So that's why let me say like this. Now if I multiply a by v square with v, what you will get? A by v square into v, you will get a by v, as both related to the value. So that's why a by v square into v is equal to a by v, which is one of the term in this equation. And in this particular equation, a is a constant or not? So a is a constant. Why a is a constant? Definitely our aim is to find out that a dimensional formula only, and how to find out the dimensional formula of a, that I am going to explain. So as it is one of the term to the left side of this equation, definitely right side equation will be what? A by v is equal to, I can write RT, and now a is equal to RTV. That means whatever the dimensional formula which is had by RT into V, that dimensional formula will be there for a. Now according to what you can say, that dimensional formula will be there for a according to principle of homogeneity. And maybe you know that according to principle of homogeneity, every term in that particular equation must have same dimensional formula, otherwise that equation will be wrong. And maybe you know that almost all the equations are right in accordance with the dimensional formula, except a few which are in a particular condition. Okay. So now first let us try to find out the dimensional formula of A, and in order to find out the dimensional formula of A, let me write whatever the terms which are there in this equation, and those terms will be there like this. R is nothing but universal gas constant. What is R? It is universal gas constant. And what is T? Temperature. Next, what is V? Value. Now let us write down dimensional formulas of all these, and after that substitute them and find out the dimensional formula of A. That's it. Very simple. Right. Now how to find out it? So let us write one by one. First I am writing volume, as it is the easiest one I am writing. So volume, nothing but L cube, as you know that length, breadth, height combined, if you multiply, then you will get the volume. So length into breadth into height. So that's why I am writing L cube. And temperature, thermodynamical temperature is one kind of a fundamental physical quantity in SI system. And further, the dimensional formula generally will be K. And it is somewhat typical to write dimensional formula of a universal gas constant. So let us write down a dimensional formula of universal gas constant. And in order to write a dimensional formula of universal gas constant, if you don't remember that particular dimensional formula of a universal gas constant, we will take ideal gas equation like this. Ideal gas equation is PV is equal to nRT, and R is equal to, we can write PV by NT, where P stands for pressure, V stands for volume, N stands for number of moles, and T stands for temperature. Now as these terms are very easiest one to write, so that's why first I am writing the dimensional formula of universal gas constant, that means finding the dimensional formula of a universal gas constant, and after that I am writing here and substituting to get the dimensional formula of A. Now P dimensional formula is nothing but M L power minus 1 T power minus 2 into V stands for volume, which is nothing but L cube, N stands for number of moles, already you know, which is nothing but mole, and temperature is Kelvin, so Kelvin. Now let us simplify here. Now m power 1, as only one mass term is there, so m power minus 1. L power minus 1 is there, L cube is there, so that's why I can write L square, T power minus 2, mole inverse. I am bringing this mole from denominator to numerator. That's why I am writing mole inverse, and next Kelvin also to the numerator, so Kelvin inverse. This is the dimensional formula of universal gas constant. So let us write that particular physical quantity, sorry, dimensional formula into this. And what is the dimensional formula I am writing here? Universal gas constant is m minus 1 L square T power minus 2 mole inverse Kelvin inverse. Now, let us write all the dimensional formulas into this equation and find out the dimensional formula A, which is in accordance with the principle of homogeneity. So, find out. Let us find out. A is equal to, first one I am writing L dimensional formula, which is m power minus 1, L power 2, T power minus 2, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse into Kelvin into L cube. So this is the dimensional formula now which we get, and maybe definitely few options will be there and you have to choose the correct option from it. Now A is equal to m power minus 1 as it is will be there, n square, and L to the power of 3 is there. So L to the power of 5 T power minus 2 mole inverse, and here this is Kelvin inverse and this is Kelvin. So both can be cancelled and the mole inverse will be there, and this is the dimensional formula related to A. And in this way, we have to find out the dimensional formula of A. And this kind of questions will be asked in your NEET examination. Now, as you found the dimensional formula related to the A, definitely like this only we can find out the dimensional formula of B also. To get the dimensional formula of B, let us multiply B with a P. Pressure into B is equal to R into T. So again, if you equate, why we have to equate? According to principle of homogeneity, both sides must have a same dimensional formula. So that's why after equating that, you can get the dimensional formula of B. And in your examination, NEET examination, one of the NEET examination, this question was asked. So this is about checking the correctness of an equation. Simply checking the equation will not be the thing to learn, and you have to understand how this can be used to get solutions for some questions in examination. That is the thing which you have to understand. So again, let me repeat. All the terms in any equation must have same dimensional formula. Then only the equation will be right according to the dimensional formula. So this is one question which is asked in previous NEET examination. So this is the one use for a uses of dimensional formula. And let me say about one more use, and after saying about that use, again similar fashion, what I am going to do is I am going to explain how questions will be asked related to that particular use in your examination. So that also we are going to discuss now. Right. Now see here, the use which I am going to discuss now is nothing but the third use, which is we can derive the relation between various physical quantities. And how we can derive a relation between various physical quantities, that I am going to explain with one of the example which was asked in your NEET examination earlier. And let me say that question first, and after saying about it, you can understand how this can be used or how this can be asked in your examination. Okay. Now, in one of the NEET examination, the question was asked like this: if force, velocity, time are fundamental physical quantities, if force, velocity, time are fundamental physical quantities, then the dimensional formula of mass. So this is the question which was asked in the earlier NEET examination. So let us try to understand how we can get the answer for it. Now, as you know that what is the use by the dimensional formulas? The use is nothing but we can derive the relation between various physical quantities. It may be between one fundamental physical quantities, or it may be between the fundamental and derived, whatever it may be. So you can get relation between the various physical quantities. Now, here what is given? Force, velocity, time are the fundamental physical quantities. So if these are the fundamental physical quantities, definitely mass will depend upon these fundamental physical quantities. So let us write down like this. Mass will be proportional to force, velocity, as we don't know how it will depend upon, how force, velocity and time will impact the mass. That means mass will depend upon force, velocity, time in what manner? As we don't know, so I am writing it is proportional, that's it. So mass is proportional to force into velocity into time. So as we don't know to what powers these fundamental physical quantities to be raised to get this physical quantity. Already you know that which is called dimensional formula. Dimensional formula is a expression which will tell us what powers to be raised to, what powers to be raised for a fundamental physical quantity to get that physical quantity will be called dimensional formula. That's why I am writing mass is proportional to force into velocity into time, some powers. So I am writing the force power as A, velocity power as B, time power as C. So as we don't know, that's why we are writing them. Now, how to get the relation between them by using the dimensional formulas? So to get that particular thing, what we have to do is, we have to write the dimensional formulas of each and every physical quantity. Now let us write down dimensional formulas of each and every physical quantity in this particular equation. So first one is mass. Mass dimensional formula will be m, and force dimensional formula will be m l t power minus 2. Velocity dimensional formula will be l t power minus 1, and the time dimensional formula all we know, which is nothing but t. Now let us substitute all the dimensional formulas into this equation, and then we can write like this. M is proportional to m power 1 is there, nothing is there means 1 is there power. Now force to the power of a. So m l t power minus 2 power a, actually force power a already we wrote that. Next velocity. So velocity is l t power minus 1 power b. Next time. So t power c. And when we remove a proportionality here, we can write one constant. So m power 1 is equal to k. And whenever you are removing the proportionality, generally we write proportionality constant, which is dimensionless. So that's why whenever you are writing, try to write the dimensional formula of k, which is a dimension. So no dimensions can be written for it. So to understand only, I am saying that if this proportionality is removed, you can write one constant which is dimensionless, which is k. Now, so m l t power minus 2a, l t power minus 1 to the power of b, t power c. Right. Now, you know that according to principle of homogeneity, the terms which are there in equation must have same dimensional formula. So in this equation now, left side one term is there, right side also one term will be there. That means both the terms which are there to the left and right side of the equation must have same dimensional formula. So that's why what we do is we write a dimensions of each and every fundamental physical quantity. Then what we do is we compare. Okay, now left side m power 1 is there, so I am writing m power 1 which is equal to k dimensionless, so I am not writing any dimensional formula for it. Now observe carefully, right side mass, length, time terms are there. So in each and every physical quantity, mass, length, time are there. That's why all mass terms must be written 1, all length terms at 1, all time terms at 1. So let me write like that. Here mass is there, m power a is there. So another mass is not there. So that's why I'm writing m power a. Next, L power a is there, L power b is there. So as L power a and L power b is there, I can write that as L power a plus b. Next, here t power minus 2a is there, t power minus b is there, and t power c is there. So that's why let me write like this: t power minus 2a minus b plus c. So now we got equation on both sides. Now here mass term is there, here mass, length, time. Three terms are there. Now what we have to do is, if left side whatever the dimension formula is there, right side also same dimensional formula must be there, then only the equation will be right according to principle of homogeneity. So now what we do is, let us equate. And to equate, what I am doing is, first I am comparing the powers of mass first. So comparing the powers of mass, to the right side a is there, to the left side 1 is there. So therefore a will be equal to 1. So we got one value which is power a, here we wrote. So a is equal to 1. Force power 1 must be there. That is the thing which we have to understand. Next, let us find out the b value, let us find out the c value. And to find out b value and c value, now L power a plus b is there to the right side, and left side L power nothing, no term is there for L, that's why L power 0 is there. So that means a plus b must be equal to 0, and already you know a is equal to 1, so 1 plus b is equal to 0, so b is equal to minus 1. So that means velocity to the power of minus 1 must be there, f to the power of 1 must be there. Now, as we got a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1, we can find out the value of c by substituting, by taking one more term. So that term is nothing but t power right side minus 2a minus b plus c is there, and left side time term is not there, that's why we have to equate that to 0. And already you know a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1. So let us substitute those values into this equation. So if we substitute these values into this, minus 2 into 1, so minus 2, minus into minus, plus 1 plus c is equal to 0. So minus 2 plus 1 will be nothing but what? C minus 1 is equal to 0. So c is equal to 1. Now we got a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1, c is equal to 1, we got it. Now let us write down all these values into this equation, and if we write, now we can write down like this. Now mass dimensional formula will be equal to k is a dimensionless, so I am not writing dimensional formula for it. So force power a. Force power a means a is equal to 1, so that's why f power 1. Velocity power b. Velocity power b means b is equal to minus 1, so that's why f power minus 1. And time to the power of c, so time power 1 is there. Sorry, c is equal to 1, so that's why time power 1 must be there. So now the dimensional formula of mass will be f power 1, b power minus 1, t power 1. And in this way we have to get the answer. And in your 4 options, definitely this option will be there, and you have to tick this option as right. So this is one of the question which was asked in previous NEET examination. Remember, very recently this question was asked, and in this way you have to solve the answer. And like this, many questions will be asked based on this. So one of the example I give. Okay, I hope you understood everything related to the two uses of dimensional formula which I explained so far. Thank you, students, for listening to me. Right, thank you.